The Mind Buzz Podcast.
Okay, before we start, can I take a picture?
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Okay.
Oh, thanks for letting me know this time.
Yeah. I don't know. The last time I was nervous and I was like, okay, I'll just sneak it.
How did you
Or just
sneak
be
it? I didn't
sneaky
even
about
see
it.
you. You're like a ninja camera
Yeah, I'm
person.
a sneaky. Well, I have a background like in journalism. Wait, that's not very ethical to admit that I'm sneaky at photos as a journalist. Anyways, I don't know. I'm just sneaky about it. Okay.
Let me ask
Okay.
you this. Did you take like sneaky classes in college?
Yeah, you
Did they
take
have
a
like a full
course.
course in being
Yeah.
sneaky?
Yeah, a course in the school of life. No, I don't know. I don't know how I started being sneaky about photos. Maybe it's like an alcoholic thing. I don't know.
Gotcha. Sneaky photos equals alcoholic person.
Yeah. Yes.
Correlation. It's all.
This is gonna be an interesting conversation.
Correlation equals Mizar, how are you been? How are you been? How have you been?
I've been good. I've been really focusing on growth and focusing on myself and finding myself. I know that sounds very cliche, but that's literally what I'm doing. And it's nice. So I feel good.
The reason why it sounds so cliche is because a lot of people are doing it.
Oh.
So it becomes a cliche in itself, which it's really not. That's like saying breathing air is cliche or blinking is cliche.
Yes. Eating
Right.
is so cliche. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe I don't know. I don't know if I've noticed. I've been so focused on myself that I haven't even noticed if other people are doing it or not. But I mean, that's cool.
I don't know. That's just a guess.
Are you currently finding yourself?
Am I finding? Like I know
Yes.
I'm looking. I'm definitely
Oh.
searching. Am I finding it?
Oh.
I don't know.
Damn. All the semantics there. That's insane. Yeah, I didn't even think of like the distinction between finding, looking, searching. But you're looking. How are you looking?
I'm looking. Priorities is one. Not just priorities like working and doing the whole social thing. It's also like searching for things that fulfill me in a positive way. Not necessary for me, you know, like drawing or doing stupid art or making dumb videos or something. That's fulfilling to me. Making people laugh, that's fulfilling to me.
Oh yeah. Wait, you draw?
No, I don't. I just threw
Oh.
that out there.
Drawing, ice skating, random stuff.
Hiking, surfing.
Cooking vegan food.
Cooking. Actually, vegan food is probably my most favorite out of any food.
Vegan food is really good. Vegetarian food overall, like I'm not vegetarian, but I always opt for the vegetarian option.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, so do I. Like, even if like certain restaurants, their restaurant is not fully vegan, but they have like you said, like vegetarian options. about like 80%.
Yeah.
80% of me will order something vegetarian.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I would too, except if I'm like at, I don't know, Texas Roadhouse or something like
Yeah,
that. If I'm,
of course.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You don't go to a barbecue place and hey, you got vegan stuff in here, dude?
Usually
Go back to
to that.
SoCal, hippie. Go back to LA. No.
Go back to your avocado toast shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel, yeah, and usually, okay, I've done it. I don't know. I feel I've done it. I don't have like a vivid memory of doing it, but it sounds like something that I would do at some point in my life because I've done very annoying things. But yeah, the reply is, I feel they try to be polite about it and just offer you like, well, there's salad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
And that's
even
it.
if you get a salad, it comes with what? Blue cheese, dressing, ranch dressing, about 2 pounds of cheese,
Yeah.
you know,
S- So
croutons.
yeah, and you gotta pick out all that and just eat the lettuce.
Yeah, that's not fun. Is there a lot of
Yeah.
vegan places in San Diego?
Yeah, there's plenty. Yeah, I can think of like 5 right now. And they're all good. Like I'm trying to explore that. There's this one that I really like called Evolution, and it's like what's it called, like fast food, like vegan fast food, and that one is really good. And then I recently discovered one that's Vietnamese
Mm,
food, and
yeah,
it's super good. Yeah.
Vietnamese food is good. But
Yeah.
it's kind of funny why they would call their vegan restaurant Evolution, considering that evolution was
Was
yeah, was based on people, I mean, other animals eating other animals, I guess.
I guess they're like, maybe they're trying to imply like a new course in the
Oh,
human evolution. I don't know.
okay.
I
There we
don't
go.
know.
At least we have some positivity when I asked that question. Okay.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, I haven't asked them like their mission or like
Oh, okay.
the why, but I'm just assuming I'm making it up
That's
for
just me.
them.
I think I just asked dumb questions that why is your place called Evolution if you're a vegan place, you know? Um, that's
Yeah, it
just
sounds confrontational.
it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Am I confrontational? I don't think so.
Nah, I don't think so. I think just asking, yeah,
I'm curious.
demanding.
Demanding? I don't know about demanding, but I'm curious.
Demanding an answer on
It doesn't even have to
why.
be the
Yeah.
right answer. It can just be, hey, dude, order your stuff and leave me alone. That could be their answer.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, but there's one thing that I went back and I listened to our podcast a couple days ago, the first one we did. And I did mention something that I wanted to address in this second round here. And
Okay.
I kind of how do you say, like, I introduced you as a Mexican American artist, right? Which is completely
Right.
wrong, right?
Yes. Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
a Mexican artist,
Mexican artist.
100% Mexican
Yeah,
from Tijuana, right?
exactly.
Yeah. So I kind of want to address that, and I wanted to apologize about that.
Oh, thank you. No, I appreciate it. Honestly, I feel
You could have told
I
me, dude, wrong.
I I don't know. I'm not, I think identity is so complex that
Hmm.
at the same time I feel I have adopted, Mexican American culture ever since I moved to the States. Like I feel
Hmm.
that I have adopted like Mexican American culture. So, and like the scenes where I usually present my art is that same type of environment. So I'm not offended by
Okay.
being mistaken, because at the same time, like, okay, I feel there is a difference between, you know, being an immigrant, Mexican immigrant in the States, and then at the same time, like those layers on top of your identity as like, okay, are you documented immigrant, undocumented immigrant, and like you
Whoa,
have those divisions like in culture. Yeah, it's
really?
like
That's
I don't know,
interesting.
like yeah, there's definitely like a different culture and um I feel I don't know, like I've noticed that in middle
Give an example.
like
Like you said, undocumented versus. I mean,
yeah,
there's another one, right? Undocumented, and what was the other
and
one that
like
you said?
documented
Okay.
immigrants. So yeah, like the best way I can explain it is basically how middle class and high class Mexicans usually get access to, green cards or documents in
Yeah.
general. And I have noticed, and since I grew up like in this, middle class part of TJ, like I did see how people took certain pride in distinguishing themselves from, being undocumented or I don't know. It's a trip to just see those different worlds, and at the same time, like listening to the stories of, people my age that have been, under like the Dreamers Act or the DACA, and just how they have this perspective of Mexico that's completely different from mine, and it's just a trip. Like identity is a fucking trip, and growing up Mexican in Mexico is a completely different experience from, growing up in a Mexican home in the United States. Like the references you have of food and TV and music are so different. But yeah, like that's definitely something that I've noticed. Like that is very, I don't know, very obnoxious of
Hmm.
that part of those people that take the pride in their documents. But at the same time I understand, when you don't have documents like your entire life and then one day you're able to get them, like that's an achievement. But as opposed to, like you have easy access to them and it's not a struggle for you, like why
Yeah.
would you take pride on that?
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you would say that region would best describe somebody's culture? Or would it be because it's not necessary, like you said, like ethnicity has, I mean, you can have one ethnicity but have, several dozen cultures, right? Is
Right.
that what I'm getting at?
Yeah, yeah, like yeah, exactly. Like there's such a, even in Mexico, if you're from the north, if
Hmm.
you're from, the south, or from in
Gotcha.
any place, like
Gotcha.
you
Well, just
don't
like here in the
experience.
States.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah. I
exactly.
mean,
Like you
you got
don't.
your hippies over there in California, and then you got
Right.
your yippies in New York,
Yeah.
and the guys on Wall Street, people in the South. I won't, don't even
Right.
get me started, but um,
Yeah, yeah,
so
exactly. So yeah, it's a trip, like how you experience the world. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm in this trip, and that's like the anthropologist coming out.
no, let it come out.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
trying to figure out identity and culture
well,
is like the focus.
and you studied uh culture, right? Like, what's the better definition? I'm stupid when it comes to this type of stuff. So,
It's cultural anthropology.
cultural anthropology. Okay, can you
Yeah.
give me a rundown of what exactly that entails? Like, briefly, and
It's
if you want to get into it, that's fine. Because that was one
literally
question I needed to ask you.
the study of cultures.
Gotcha.
That's it. I mean,
Okay.
it's yeah. I mean, anthropology has like this dark past because
Uh-huh.
it obviously started as like a tool of the English colony.
Okay. Whoa, really?
Yeah. Yeah. And initially, like the intent was to, send these anthropologists to the primitive to study the primitive cultures, so the non-colonized
Oh,
cultures, the
okay.
others. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it has this horrible background, but it has evolved to, something more horizontal than, me, the intellectual, it's yeah,
Absolutely.
it's yeah. So yeah, that is anthropology.
Cultural anthropology.
Cultural anthropology. Yeah, because then there's like physical anthropology,
Right.
which is, I don't know, studying bodies. I don't know. I should know
Okay.
that. It's been a long time.
It's all good. After studying different cultures, what was your most your favorite or most I don't know, intriguing or something that kind of stuck with you?
I don't know. I mean, I don't practice as an anthropologist, but
Hmm.
I feel that I got into it because I think deep down I wanted to be a journalist,
Okay. Like what type of
but
journalist? Like somebody that would travel around the world interviewing people in different cultures?
I don't know exactly what I think what I envisioned initially was trying to be like a photojournalist
Hmm.
and trying
Oh, that
to
explains the sneaky photos.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
see?
We have come full circle.
Yes, in the donut of life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of sneaky
Um,
photos.
yeah, the sneaky photos. Yes, so I learned how to take sneaky photos because I wanted to be a journalist when I was like, I don't know, 17, 18. And then I discovered like, oh, okay, there's anthropology. And there is like a fine line because in the end, you do go out to the field, you interview people, you talk to people, you write about it, and you
Hmm.
take photos and then you publish it. So it's a thin line. Um, but yeah, for some reason, like I thought studying anthropology was going to be a lot more fancy, or I don't know.
Would you think you were gonna study in a like a 5-star restaurant and with wine and
Yeah, and museums
museum?
and
Oh, okay,
that kind of deal.
gotcha.
Yeah.
With your pinky up, just the whole time during
Yes.
class.
All the time. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Where did you go to school? Did you go to school out here in the States when you left Mexico, or did you study in Mexico?
No, I studied in Mexico
Oh, you
in
did.
the South.
Oh,
Yeah, I
that's
did.
cool.
So yeah, okay, it's a long story.
We got
So,
time.
sweet. So, when I was in high school, like and during the senior year in TJ, my friends were like, "Oh, we should like sign up for this volunteering program." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, sure, I'll do whatever." Because I was like very involved in like the punk rock scene and TJ and
They have a huge scene of punk rock,
it's
right? In
insane.
Mexico? Not
Yeah.
even TJ
Yeah.
alone, but just Mexico in general.
Yeah, a huge like metal scene and punk scene
Right.
and just goth overall. Yeah. Yeah, you'll definitely encounter a lot of goths in Mexico
Hmm.
wherever you go. Yeah, so I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, because I'm changing the world. And then I ended up like in this refugee shelter, and that's where I discovered like photojournalism because I just I got like this Nikon camera, and I was just taking photos and asking questions and with the refugees and the migrants, and yeah, and being there, I was like, huh, I think I kind of want to do this. And I feel it's the best way to combine art and social justice. So I was doing this amateur job as a photojournalist, and I started hanging out with a lot of journalists from Mexico. And then I was like, huh, what about anthropology? And then I went to Chiapas, which is one of the states in the South. And yeah, that's where I just started getting, I mean, that school, honestly,
Hmm.
it's not like the most prestigious at all. It's a very, very small school. Um, I remember like in class, like if we had a class at 7 a.m., we would talk to the teacher and be like, hey, this class is too early. Can we skip it? And the teacher would be like, yeah, sure. So that was my school.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
How
And
long did
yeah,
you go there for?
4
So
years.
you were there the whole time. You didn't drop out like me.
Yeah.
Cool. That's good.
I mean, I did like drop out because I started like partying a lot.
Hmm.
But I was able to like finish all the courses
Well, that's cool.
online.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
good.
I got really, really lucky about that.
That's good. So how old
Yeah.
were you when you came to California?
Um, how old am I right now? I
I don't know.
was 20, I was 24.
You're
I'm
24.
27.
Oh, so you only been out in the States for a few years.
Yeah, okay.
Really?
I think I shouldn't be saying this
Why?
like to the government.
The government doesn't listen to this podcast.
Okay, cool.
If they did,
Cuz
I'd probably be arrested. I'd probably be smuggled out of this country to Guantanamo Bay. Have my desk raided at work.
okay. Okay, good to know. And I hope that none of the listeners are like part of the anyways.
Nobody
Yeah,
listens to this
so
podcast. I can attest to that.
okay. That's good. Cuz yeah,
Well, it's not good, but
it's not the point is
yeah. What's the point?
I've
What's the major point? Don't let
the
me
major
interject here
point
anymore.
is
Okay.
I've been a resident
Hmm.
for um I don't know, since I was 12. Like I've had my green card since then.
Hmm.
But you know, there's like some excuses why I never, so if you have a green card, you have to live in the States.
Hmm.
Um yeah. So that's basically it. But
Gotcha.
never really did. So
Uh-huh.
yeah. So yeah, I moved here when I was 24. And it
24.
was actually because I lost my green card. So I had to like fill paperwork and do all
Hmm.
that shit to replace it from San Diego. Like I couldn't be in Mexico and
Gotcha.
yeah. Yeah. So
Mm.
it was like a little bit by accident. I was planning on just because before that I was working at this newspaper in TJ, and I would like work at every 2 weeks at like this company that would hire people for events. You know, I would just be staff at events. So
Right.
that was, yeah, that was like a solid, I don't know, pace in my life in which I was just like, oh yeah, part time at this newspaper and then part time at this job in San Diego, making dollars, spending in pesos. Like
Oh,
that was,
so
yeah,
you're
yeah,
coming
yeah,
like back and forth.
yeah. Right. But I wasn't doing it as often because, um, yeah, like I wasn't working
Yeah.
every day or anything. I was working like every other week. Yeah.
Damn, that's
So it
cool.
was, yeah, it was nice. It was nice.
Do you ever go back there, like just hang out or anything like that? Or
Yeah.
to work?
Um, last time I went there was on Christmas, and it was so nice. Like I ate so much, and I can't believe like it's been like 3 months already.
Hmm.
Wait, no, I don't know. It's been too long since Christmas, but yeah, it was the last time I went there, and just to visit my family and eat and go to the beach, hang out. Great coffee, great vegan food in
Hmm.
TJ.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
there's a huge vegan vegetarian scene right now. Great art, music, like there's
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
I can see. Well, you did do journalism in Mexico, right? Or
Yeah.
in TJ?
Right.
Did
Yeah,
you
in TJ.
did you hear about the journalist Lourdes Maldonado?
No, what happened?
No. So I guess okay. Well, I just seen this headline uh just uh just a few hours ago about so it was 3 arrested on suspicion of shooting Tijuana journalist Lourdes Maldonado.
Fuck.
Yeah. So let's see, 3 suspects were arrested Tuesday for their alleged involvement in the fatal shooting of veteran Tijuana reporter Lourdes. Dang, so she was shot to death in her car in January 23rd.
Uh,
Holy crap, with a single
shit.
gunshot to the fucking face.
Oh,
That's
fuck.
fucked up.
That is super fucked up, and it's common. It's
Do,
yeah, journalism is definitely one of the most
do you
dangerous professions
do
in
you
Mexico.
do you think that this was a direct like murder because she was a journalist, or was it just it wasn't a random act of violence?
Um, I don't know much, but I could bet that
Yeah.
it's a direct attack. Yeah.
Yeah, depending on
Yes.
what her what she was reporting,
Yeah,
right?
right. And it's common, unfortunately, just those fatal shootings to journalists. And I mean, if you just speak like against any politician, you're most likely at danger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you see different journalists practices between the states and Mexico?
Yeah. I mean, in Mexico, it's well known that it's a dangerous profession. Like
Gotcha.
you're not safe. It's like, ugh, you want to be a journalist.
But
Yeah,
would it depend on like what they're reporting? That I mean, that's my question. Like
right.
maybe somebody can be a reporter in Mexico but not report on maybe crime or uh
Yeah,
I don't know,
true.
other things to report
True.
about.
I
I
I
don't
guess
know.
because I don't know, my aim was always getting like in that heavily political side of journalism.
Mhm.
So that's what I would
Oh,
hear
okay.
and see constantly, but I don't know, I was never like interested in covering, like I don't know what's the equivalent of like People magazine. TV Notas. Like that's
Oh,
that's
okay.
that's the equivalent in
So
Mexico of
nothing
like
like
People's
pop
magazine.
culture or
Yeah.
column writing for fashion design or music
Yeah.
or anything like that. Gotcha.
Which that's what I did when I was in TJ. Like I would cover like the cultural events and stuff
Hmm.
like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah, that was
So
definitely
you like
fun.
writing?
Yeah, I do.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Do you write like currently
I do.
like
And
blogs?
it's yes. I mean, I haven't published anything or posted anything, but yeah, my aim as well when I decided like, oh, I want to be a journalist, or oh, I want to be an anthropologist,
Yeah.
was the writing part was very attractive, aside from the photography aspect. But yeah, so right now I took a long break from writing. Um, I don't know, like I was just blocked, but then I realized, oh, maybe I'm blocked because I'm not reading. And if you want to write and you don't read, like there's no way you can achieve getting words out of you if you're
Yeah.
not like
Isn't
in.
that fascinating how that works? Like I'm
Yeah,
the same way. Like if cuz I like writing. Like whether it's like
nice.
storytelling, doing like a small, I don't know, just observation. I like doing observations mostly. But when I'm not reading a book or listening to an audiobook, it tends to be very difficult for me to get out words. Like even
Right.
podcasting as well. If I'm not, searching, reading different articles, trying to investigate something. I don't not even
Yeah.
investigate is not even the word, but just if a headline if a headline shows up on I don't know, like in my feed or whatever, and I find it interesting, I'll read it.
Yeah.
But I mean, when I took like a break from the podcast, uh, I felt that that was a direct kind of like it was a direct kind of not reason, but like I stopped reading, I stopped watching like documentaries and stuff,
Right.
kind of. But it was nice because sometimes you just get overstimulated with information
Yeah. That.
and
Yeah.
you get stimulated but here's the thing, if you're stimulating the information coming in and you're not letting anything out, then I mean that's also like a mental blockage.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I that's that's the best comparison because I was about to compare it with like a digestive system.
Yeah,
So yeah, for sure.
I compared it to
Yeah.
an asshole.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's exactly it.
you got food and nutrients coming in, but you're not letting anything out. Like, of
And then
course,
what the fuck is gonna happen? Like,
exactly. You're just gonna be
what happens
nauseated
biologically? Like, what happens if that? I don't know. I've read some horror
if you don't
stories
poop.
on Reddit. I don't know.
I'm gonna Google that.
Yeah, Google it.
I love this
So,
podcast. I get to search up what happens if you don't poop.
let's say for how long? How long was your block? Like 6 months? What happens if you don't poop in 6 months?
And for the record, ladies and gentlemen, I did poop, but we're comparing the two. So just wanted to air that out there.
Let's clarify it. Um,
If you don't poop. Hold on. I forgot to write poop. And the
oh.
first thing that came on was like, what happens if you don't shower?
Oh, that's sweet. That's the but if you type the specific amount
Okay.
of days,
How
I'm
many
pretty sure
days?
you'll get the.
How many days you don't want to poop? For 3 days, 4 days, a
Mm,
month,
I mean, I'm
a
saying like
day,
6 months, like the
6
amount.
months?
Yeah, like how
Oh,
long was your mental block? How
oh,
long
okay.
was your.
Okay. We're not
Yeah.
talking about shit anymore.
No, we are.
I'm super confused. Okay, so
So-
let's get my mental block out of the way, and then we can go on
okay.
to poop for another 30
Okay.
minutes.
Okay.
That mental block was December, January. I think all of January, like at the beginning of the year.
Damn.
No, I'm sorry,
That's
December
no.
and January. So about 2 months.
Same with me. Isn't that crazy? Why is the world synced like this?
I don't know. We're just organisms within another organism.
Yeah. I'm
Um,
pretty sure we have like seasons
you think so?
yeah, like I know we don't hibernate, but we must have similar cycles.
I thought you were gonna
Yeah.
say we must hibernate. I was going to back you up on that
Yeah, we
100%.
should. Yeah, I love that.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm going on a leave of absence
Hell yeah. Sleep
for
for
3 months, four
fuck
months.
yeah. To protect myself from the winter.
Gotcha. So was
Yeah.
your block around the same time? December
It
and January?
was, well, with
It could be
writing,
just
it
the
was
holidays, right?
a lot
Oh,
longer.
okay.
I don't know. I do feel different about this block because this was with like painting and drawing and writing everything. Whenever I would sit down, I just stare at the um canvas or
Mhm.
whatever. And I didn't, the difference is that I didn't feel frustrated about it. I was just like, huh, I
Oh,
can't paint. Okay, whatever.
yeah.
I'll do it later. So then days started passing by, and then I realized, oh wow, it's been almost 3 months. But then I realized, okay, I'm I'm reading a lot, I'm meditating a
Yeah.
lot, I'm going to museums and galleries. So it's like, okay, I'm just,
You're just
you
taking it
know,
all in. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So that's the cycle of my mental digestive
Oh,
system.
gotcha.
So eventually there's going to be a
You have
point
to
in
let it all
which
out, right? Where it's
my
gonna
mental
overflow.
stomach, yeah.
Yeah. That's a very specific way to put it
Yeah.
because during that time, I mean, I take that back because I was reading. I was reading a book.
Where?
It
Okay.
was a religious book. It was about just different arguments between atheism and Christianity, and not even alone to
Okay.
Christianity, but atheism to just different religions of the world. So I was watching lots of documentaries about it, and
Nice.
plus reading the book, which was pretty cool. Uh, and I mean, throughout the whole time, I wasn't putting out any content, but I don't know. It was kind of
Yeah.
nice to take a break.
Yeah, you were eating.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So the
Yeah.
timeline is not from like a day's worth of eating and shitting. It's more of like your day and your mind. I'm your mind's day, I guess, of
Yeah.
information is not, the time is not days, it's months and hours. And maybe
Right.
time is not even relevant to
Yeah.
creating and being creative. Huh.
Right. Huh. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think, yeah, I don't know how the body perceives
Mhm.
time. Wait, I don't know. Wait, that doesn't have to do with it. But I kind of know, I kind of
No, you know it. You don't say you kinda,
feel,
you know it.
I know it, but I don't know how to put it in words. So I'm probably going to dream about it. I hope I
Okay.
do.
All right. When you dream about it, let me know.
Okay. Did you ever hear? I remember when I was in high school, I always sucked at math like my
Okay.
entire life.
Before the math
Okay.
sucking part.
Yeah. Okay.
Um okay, so there's this one, do you know a writer by Elizabeth Gilbert?
Elizabeth Gilbert. No,
Great
I,
book. I'll send you the link. I'll put the link down in the show description. It is
sweet.
amazing if you're a creator, if you're a writer, if you're a blogger. She just has these gems that she talks about. She's a writer, and
Okay.
she just explains creativity in such a beautiful way. And she has this it's called Big Magic, by the way. Elizabeth Gilbert, Big
Okay.
Magic. Um she has this concept in her book that she talks about how ideas form, that they're not, your ideas are not created like from like a person doesn't just come up with the idea. An idea is like a separate entity that is floating around in the universe. And if somebody is open to that specific idea, that idea will latch onto you. Let's just say that. And if
Oh,
that
okay.
idea doesn't come to fruition, or you don't act upon that idea will leave you because it uh, it needs a host to host the idea.
Oh, that's such a trip.
Yeah.
Is there like does it have like tips on how to, host the idea?
Yeah,
Is it like a workbook?
it's not a workbook. It's just like, hold on, let me look it up. Uh, it's freaking amazing. When I was doing like a lot of writing pieces in college, or I took more classes during the pandemic. Uh, I took a couple of writing courses, and that was my thing. Like for that 15 months, like I wanted to start writing and start the podcast. So
Yeah.
I took some college classes on it, and I looked up. I looked up on YouTube what are the best books to read if you're trying to write, and that was one of
Nice.
them.
Okay.
One of them was
Okay.
Big Magic, one by Elizabeth Gilbert. The second was On Writing by Stephen King, and
Okay.
the third was Bird by Bird by Anne Lamott.
Nice. Okay. I'm gonna look those up.
Yeah, but Big Magic, I swear, like after I read that book, I was so pumped just to create
Really?
anything. Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's amazing.
where is it?
Life
Looking.
changing.
It definitely was, especially with this book. Yeah, Elizabeth Gilbert, Big Magic, Creative Living Beyond Fear. Yeah, it's a must read for anyone hoping to live a creative life. I dare you not to be inspired, to be brave, to be free, and to be curious. Yeah,
Wow.
I'm telling you, this is a awesome read. Awesome read
Hell yeah.
for any person that's creative.
Okay.
Yeah, but she had that one concept, and
Oh.
yeah, she also has a story about the ideas leaving and stuff. And she had like some idea. I can't remember the story, but basically, she had an idea to write a book, and she
Yeah.
didn't act on it. I think she lived with the idea for like, I don't know, a couple of months. She didn't act on it. And then, like a few months later, maybe a year it could be, and a book was published with the same exact idea that she had. But she she didn't publish the book. She did like mock-ups of it, like chapters and
Oh, I
stuff,
see.
and
Uh-huh.
that's how she was able to identify, okay, this was the idea that I should have, put out or should have created, and
Oh,
somebody picked it up. It was kind of wild. She was
shit.
picking out all the same characters. It was a nonfiction book. I'm sorry, fiction,
That
fiction. And
yeah.
yeah, it was just about a story about the same concepts, the same plots. Some of the names were the same.
That's crazy. Like, that must be fucking frustrating. The first thing that comes to mind is I don't like, did you ever watch The Nanny? This
No.
show from
Oh, with that
yeah,
lady with
fr
the voice.
yes, the
Yeah,
the lady with the mini skirts and the voice,
yeah.
yes, like her. Oh my god. So I've been rewatching the show, but they constantly make this joke that, like she works for this Broadway producer and apparently
Fran
he
Drescher.
came up with
That's her
yeah,
name.
Fran
Fran Drescher.
Drescher.
Okay.
And he came up with cats, right? But when he pitched the idea, everyone laughed at
Yeah.
him and went like, "Oh, that's a silly idea, Cats the musical." And then years later, Cats the musical,
Hmm.
but by some other guy comes out and it's super successful. But yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Same concept.
Lesson is what's the lesson?
The lesson is to take action, I think.
Damn.
I
But
think, but hold on.
yeah,
To take action, but really feel the idea that it's your purpose to do it.
right.
Because I think there was, she even, I don't know, I don't want to misquote the book, but I feel that maybe she didn't have a strong connection to writing that book. That's why she didn't finish it. And the idea left. He was like, fuck this bitch.
Yeah. And that happens, and that's valid, you
Yeah,
know? But it does suck when then someone else comes up with it
true.
and it's successful. Yeah. But yeah, I
Even
don't
if
know. If
it's even if it's
yeah,
not successful, like at
true,
least
true.
that idea, came was tangible, became tangible.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, totally misconnection.
But I do feel that, if you don't feel 100%, if you're not giving it like your
Yeah,
100%, like I mean, you can still do it, but I don't know. Right now, I do have this trip. Like, I want to dedicate and give all my energies to whatever I'm doing.
yeah,
So that's why, like, with work right now, I'm like really trying to put like all these energies and give it my
yeah,
100% and like reading and eating, mentally eating.
yeah,
I want to give it like 100%. And then let's see how that plays out in the future. Like
yeah.
like harvesting. Okay,
Right.
that's a better metaphor. How about harvesting instead of
Harvesting's
like eating and
shitting.
shitting?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Reaping and sowing. That's why, see,
Yeah.
that's why the Bible used reaping and sowing because they didn't want to make the analogy of eating and shitting.
There it is.
Yeah.
Oh, did you Google what was the result? What happens
To
if you
Fran
eat
Drescher?
and don't
Oh. Oh, I
what
kind of like
happens if
scrapped that because I didn't know if you
yeah.
wanted to go back to poop.
I just wanna know. I'm
You want to
just
go back to
curious,
poop?
and I'm
Okay.
pretty sure yeah, and I'm pretty sure that whoever is listening, they're curious as well.
What will
Or
happen
maybe just disgust and
if you
happy that we moved on from the conversation.
poop? All right. I'm going to do a week because a month just sounds terrible.
And at first I was shooting for 6 months, but nah,
Let's see.
let's not. Let's not.
Okay, so how long can you go without pooping? A normal pooping frequency is anywhere from 3 times a day to every other day. Every other day? That sucks.
Wow. I know.
Most people notice a pattern in their bowels. People tend to poop at about the same time each day.
Oh,
Okay. Doctors define constipation as pooping 2 or fewer times per week. Two?
oh shit.
Damn. If you experience
Damn.
constipation, you should treat it promptly. Otherwise, stool can back up in the intestinal system, making it harder to poop and causing you to feel sick. Yeah, of course, because you got all those
Okay.
toxins, right?
Yeah.
Backed up
I
in
mean,
there.
honestly, that doesn't I mean, it sounds bad, but
They're just too much. Oh my god. What is increased risk? Bowel perforation? If
what?
excess stool backs up in the intestines, it could put too much pressure on the intestines.
Oh,
This can cause intestines to per perforate. Am I getting that word?
oh.
Or tear.
Yeah,
Okay, there we go. Tear.
so you explode, like, your
Pretty
intestines
much.
explode. Yeah.
The stool can spill into abdominal cavity and cause severe and often life-threatening symptoms because stool is acidic and contains bacteria.
Wow.
Dang. So pooping's good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you should treat it
So
right away.
writing is good.
Writing is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you were gonna
So
talk about how you sucked at math.
yeah. So I sucked at math and yeah, I never got it right. Like I barely passed math. I had to go to like summer school and do all this shit to just be able to graduate because I sucked at math. And I remember this teacher I had, she was great. I was just bad at math. Um she said, "Oh, if you're struggling with a math problem, just read it all over again before you go to bed, and then you will dream
Oh,
with the answer and you'll wake up knowing the answer." And I was like, "Huh, okay, that sounds easy."
that
Like
sounds
if that's how I can
sleep. I
learn
can do
math.
that.
Yeah. So I tried
Yeah.
doing that and it didn't work, but she swore. She was like, "You like it is I can testify that that's how you solve a math problem." I don't know. I guess you gotta be good at math to do it. But anyways, with this, I wanted to ask you, like, have you ever had like these kinds of revelations from dreams? Do you dream?
I do. I do. But here's the thing. I do dream, but when I dream most and when I can retain and remember a dream is when I'm off cannabis.
Oh,
Yeah. There's something about cannabis that blocks something in your memory to remember dream. I don't know. I read this article a long time ago
oh wow.
of how um, if you take breaks between use of cannabis, that it makes your dreams more vivid. So usually when I do dream, it's very vivid, and I have a journal. I have a dream journal that I go in
Oh,
and I
that's
write about them.
amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fun. Like I can't remember the last time I usually have to go back into my journal and read because I can't remember the last time I like right now I can't remember the last time I dreamt.
And do they have are you able to interpret like what they mean or what your subconscious
I
is telling you?
I do like if I take out keywords or key situations and I tend to Google them to see what the dream can be interpreted as. So I do that. And I take what I've read about the interpretations and try to apply that into my personal life to see if it kind of kind of uh, correlates to what they say about that versus actually experiencing the dream.
Damn.
Yeah,
That's therapeutic or
right. I think it is.
yeah.
It's pretty cool because you get to jump inside your own head and what your subconscious might be telling you in your waking
Yeah.
life. Yeah.
I love that. I do feel that dreams, that you can definitely get a good interpretation of what's happening
Yeah, but
in the waking life
sometimes it
specifically.
could just be off the fucking wall bonkers that you
I
can say,
love
like,
those.
how do
Yeah.
you interpret this, you know? When was the last time you dreamed?
Last night
Did you?
actually.
You don't have to
Yeah.
say it on air, but
It was a trip.
okay,
Like,
I gotta hear this.
okay, yeah.
If it's a
Okay,
trip, I gotta hear this.
yeah. So, yeah, like, it does get very personal, and, like, if you're actively listening, you can be like, "Oh, okay." But anyways, yeah, so I think I dreamt with, like, my younger self, like, me interacting with my younger self. So, I was, like, at the beach, and it was nighttime. I was at the beach. The waves were, like, violently crashing against, like, these giant rocks, and I was climbing the rocks, and then I saw, like, these little clay pieces that were like these miniature sculptures, and they were really cute and very colorful. So I picked one up, and then, in the back there was like this description of how you paid for them basically. And I remember thinking in the dream, like, I mean, no one's watching. Why would I pay for them? And right when I thought of that, like, I saw this girl again, like, just sitting on one of the rocks, and I was like, "Oh, you're the artist," and she was like, "Yeah." And then she started saying, like, all this weird shit, and then I look to the like, I just look to the ocean, and I see, like, this ambulance kinda, like, sinking in the middle of the ocean, and like the waves were had like these corpses, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? So yeah, we just like ran, and then we went to like this party. I don't know, it was just, but that part, like that part of like me watching the ocean and at nighttime, it was so vivid, and it's rare for me to have vivid dreams. Like usually I kind of, you kind of tell
It's
that
kind of like
I'm dreaming,
fuzzy,
or
clouded, or
yeah,
yeah,
I'm not like fully there, but
yeah.
this time it was vivid and the colors were just really popping out. Yeah.
What about
And
feelings? Like you mentioned that you can like seeing like the stuff in your dreams. Do you ever get like a feeling like embarrassed, sad, fear in a
oh,
dream? That's wild to me. Like this is
yes.
not real in your mind, but you're
Yeah.
still getting the same experiences that you would
Right. The
in a waking
feeling
life.
is, yeah. Yeah. That is crazy
Yeah.
because I remember seeing like like these bodies floating around the ocean and feeling like, oh, we're in a dangerous place. We shouldn't be here. And that feeling is very real. Like you're actually feeling that, or with nightmares, you're actually feeling anxiety, you're actually feeling fear. Isn't
Yeah.
that, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, the last dream I had that I can remember that I did talk about this on the podcast. That I got attacked by a bear.
Oh shit.
Yeah, yeah, it was pretty crazy. Like me and my partner, it was weird because I felt like it was like in this weird dystopian kind of, which was weird because it felt like it was in the future, but also like very ancient,
Oh,
like some
okay.
distant future dystopia, because like everybody that was in my dream, like this big bell rang, and we all started walking towards like this big like tunnel, or um like a big housing situation. And I can remember like I glanced at like in the inside of it just a little bit, and there was just like nothing but like bunk beds. It was weird.
What?
Yeah, but to get back to the bear and the beach, my partner said, she was like, "You like I left my shoe at the beach, and I didn't want to go. I just told her like this, let's just keep on walking." And she was like, "No, like I really want it." I was like, "Damn. Okay." So, I make the hike back to the beach, and as I pick up her shoe off the floor, like I see the bear right when I pick up the shoe, and it's like staring at me, and it starts running
Oh.
towards me. And at that moment, like I was just like, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. And the
That's
bear
insane.
swings its claws like right at my face, and then I wake up.
Oh, shit. That,
Yeah.
okay, so you didn't feel okay, because I thought this was gonna lead to, like, sleep paralysis
No.
episode.
That never happens to
That's
me. It's weird.
insane.
I hear people
What?
talk about that. I've never experienced it ever.
Really?
Yeah.
I used to experience it a lot, but then I realized that whenever I sleep on my back, for some reason, like, I don't know how, I don't even know, like, the reason why people, or what is sleep paralysis, because in Mexico, like, there's this belief that it's actually like a dead, like a spirit,
Yeah.
climb, like not letting you breathe.
Right.
Yeah, but
Like,
I don't
and
know why.
there's
What
lots
is
of
it?
cultures that there's lots of cultures that have different or they perceive uh that phenomena very different, and they attach like culturally, they attach like their demon or their
Right.
non-righteous type of spirit
Yeah.
to it, right?
Yeah, but I don't know.
What do you
But
think?
what
Do you
I
go with the science on that, or do you have your
yeah.
own?
Yeah,
What do you
I
think?
think it's the science. Like I think you're just like you sleep in a funny position, you block like certain passages that don't let you breathe comfortably, and then your subconscious is thinking like, "Oh shit, we're going to die." So you panic. I don't know. Or what is it? Like you're not fully awake. I'm not
Yeah. So,
because
it,
when yeah,
okay.
when I've experienced
hmm
it, it's like I'm not fully awake, but at the same time I'm not
which
fully
that's
asleep.
yeah, which that it is. Sleep paralysis is a feeling of being conscious but unable to move. It occurs when a person passes between stages of wakefulness and
Oh,
sleep. During these transitions, you may be unable to move or speak for a few seconds, up to a few minutes. Oh, that's horrifying. Some people
oh,
may also feel pressure or a sense of choking.
yeah. So
Holy
it's
shit.
more like a delay, right?
Yeah.
Like your body is not aware that you're awake.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is some half-ass stuff that I learned in psychology, but there's I can't remember exactly what it is, but there's a part of your brain that is just like on a clockwork. Like you don't think about breathing.
Right.
You don't like you control your motor functions, your hands, your legs, your arms, like your mouth. That's a different part of the brain, but there's another part of the brain. I can't remember what it is. It's all a cannabis. No. Um, there's a part of your brain that is in control of all the other stuff that we don't think about or uh we don't have control over. I mean, we do in a sense,
Right.
but then we don't. Like blinking, breathing. Like you don't think about moving your lungs to breathe. Like
Right.
you don't think about moving your blood stream. Like you don't make those movements. There's a different part of the brain that does that. So during sleep paralysis, those two parts of the brain are not communicating in a certain way to wake you up. So that's where sleep paralysis comes. Like it's like a delay, like you said, it's a little delay
Yeah.
in your brain.
That's so funny. Like those little glitches in our systems,
Yeah.
like I love those. I mean, I just think
I
they're
love
funny.
sleep
I think
paralysis. I do it on
I
vacation.
truly I
Imagine they
try
had
to
like a
do it
salon.
consciously.
Imagine they had a salon that you can just be in sleep paralysis for an hour.
Oh god.
And they have like tenders there. They have like people like butlers there to let me show you to your room, Mizad. I hope you have a good
And
night's sleep.
oh, damn, and then do people pay? Like, would you pay
Yeah, you
to have
pay.
sleep paralysis?
Yes.
Oh, shit. Is it like a punish like, imagine
It's not a
it's a
punishment.
culture.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's not a punishment. It's
oh.
something you do on vacation. Some people go to massage parlor. Some people go to the spa. Fuck that. I'm gonna go get sleep paralysis, bitches.
Yeah, self-induced sleep or no, assisted.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, assisted sleep paralysis. That sounds terrifying. Oh, and it's not even that, it's not even induced, it's like a simulation.
Ooh, okay, that's
Like, it's like a
terrifying.
ride, you know? Like a Disneyland ride.
But for sleep paralysis.
The sleep paralysis
Watch, we're gonna have
simulator.
we have this idea, but I'm telling you, you see, like we're not gonna act on this idea, and somebody's gonna pick it up in some other country, and they're gonna be a millionaire, and we're gonna be like, "Fuck, why didn't we venture off into our sleep paralysis business?"
Yeah. Why didn't we host this idea?
Yeah,
And
I'm telling you. Have you ever had an idea like that, and like a few months you see it on the TV, or you see somebody doing it on TikTok or whatever?
I haven't, but my mom said she thought of um like these like dishwashing gloves that already have like the sponge
Oh,
on
okay.
them.
Yeah.
And she said she thought of those and then she saw them. But honestly, I think that's a very like shitty invention. Like it just sounds slippery, you know?
Yeah. Well, some
Yeah.
people have those slippers that have, like, Swiffer, like, little
Oh yeah.
scrubby things on them.
Yeah.
That
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna talk against Swiffers. And I was like,
no.
no, don't
I'm
you dare.
no, I'm on board with Swiffers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. I love
Yeah.
my Swiffer.
Sweeping and mopping? I mean, come on. You just gotta say
Yeah.
you have to save time. My time
And
is
then
not
there's
worth
this
that much.
exactly. And then there's this Swiffer that squirts like Fabuloso or
I
whatever.
have that one. It's not Fabuloso.
Yeah.
I'm not that Mexican.
Oh, I don't know. It's purple. It's
Yeah.
this purple liquid.
I use Lysol. No, yeah, yeah. It's the Swiffer Jet. It's the
Yeah.
Swiffer Jet brand stuff that you put in there. Somebody told
Yeah.
me that you can put like your own mix into there. You just have to
I'm pretty sure.
like Jimmy rig it. And I'm like, sounds like
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to be doing this, but I feel like I'm doing a crime here. I'm not gonna do this. I even Googled it. I tried it, but
Oh, you did?
yeah, I tried it. It was like you cut it, no, you like twist it a
Oh.
certain way, and you just put
Oh.
like your stuff in there, and then you put it back in there. It didn't work for me.
Oh, damn.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
if you gotta cut stuff like that, that sounds
It sounds like a lot of
too
work.
complicated. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like,
I mean,
nah,
come on. I'm using
let's
a
just
Swiffer here. Equals I don't want to do a lot of work.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I wanna get 3 chores done in one, so
And one swoop.
why yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, come on. No, I wouldn't do that. But have you been working on anything right now? I seen that you hung out with Alex the other day. That's cool.
Oh, yeah, well, that picture is old, that's from
Oh,
when
okay.
we yeah, I mean, old, like, what, last summer?
Gotcha.
Um,
10
but
years old.
yeah, yes, so old. I mean, isn't it insane, like, our perception of time? But anyways, before I go into that, yeah, I'm working
Because
on just, like
you said you have
sorry.
had like a mental block. So I'm wondering if you're working on
Yeah.
anything now.
Yeah, so my then I figured like, okay, my mental block isn't necessarily this mental block. I'm just ingesting
Gotcha.
information
You're
and finding
eating.
new sources of
Gotcha.
information. I'm eating.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I feel like I have been working in the sense of like intaking
Gotcha.
information. So yeah, I'm reading a lot and I right now I'm reading this book called Is Rape a Crime?
Hmm.
Um And of course, it's very intense, but
Dang.
from there, I started writing.
Yeah.
So I'm currently writing a lot, and I finally got like these ideas for a couple paintings
Oh,
because
sweet.
there's a couple shows coming up in March here in San Diego. So I finally, it like things finally clicked. But
Yeah.
yeah, like I'm just like trying to write and
So
I feel
breaks are
that
good, right?
yeah, they
Yeah.
are.
They have
And
to be.
especially yeah, especially, like, with social media and how for example, with visual arts or any art, you gotta be a little bit hyper focused on social media because that's where your audience is at, that's how you network. We're in a pandemic, like, we really rely so much
We're
on
still in a
these
pandemic. I thought
digital
California was taking off the mask mandate.
true, true,
I'm joking. We are.
but
We are, but
we are, but I mean, yeah, we're at this like awkward stage
where
with
it's
the
like
pandemic. Like,
we're
yeah,
at an awkward stage where it's like uh do I wear a mask or
Yeah,
Joe Biden just gave me a crack pipe? So I don't.
right. Like, am
We're
I?
we're in a weird position in evolution.
Yeah, like, am I being an asshole for not wearing the mask and standing 2 feet
Yeah,
beside you?
I still stay 6 feet from people.
I don't.
I still do that. It's like, whoa, back up. We're in a pandemic. I'm probably gonna use that for like the next 10 years.
Yeah, that's I've heard people say that, and I'm the opposite. I'm like, I need human contact. I
Hmm.
need
You need to be in people's
um
like personal space.
yeah. I need to feel your body heat. um no, I'm joking. I don't do that to people unless they consent to. But
I feel like you have all these like consent letters, just blank consent letters that you that you give out when you meet new people. Can you sign this real quick? What was your name? Okay. Can you put that right
thank
there?
you. Yeah,
Uh,
stamp
an
it.
initial here. Uh,
Mhm.
sample here. You know,
And
I don't
your
know.
print.
Yeah,
No,
fingerprint,
that
blood.
sounds dangerous. You shouldn't be giving your fingerprints to strangers.
You shouldn't be
But yeah,
consenting to to strangers. First of all,
this blank piece of paper,
yeah.
no text, just sign here. Yeah, that sounds very dangerous. But
Big ideas,
yeah,
big magic. What are you doing? What are you painting?
I'm not painting anything. I just have the idea,
Gotcha. I love
which
that.
is yeah, and honestly to me, and this is what I tell my students, and I know sometimes teachers don't really like me saying this because it's like I feel if you have the idea, like you got 90% of the work done. I feel that's
Mm,
the hardest part. Like,
applying it?
standing in front.
Like, what do you
Huh?
like the idea is a key, but the hardest part is to actually
Come up
the
with the
action? Oh,
idea.
okay.
No, come up with the idea. I feel that,
Oh,
it's so frustrating when you're in front of that Google
yeah.
Doc or
Drives me
blank
nuts.
canvas.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you already have it in your head, then once you stand in front of the computer or in front of the canvas
Yeah.
or guitar or whatever, like it's just gonna flow. But yeah, so I have the ideas in my head and I'm still like planning that. Um, but yeah, once I get to work, like I know I'm gonna be quick. And yeah, just the writing part, this is where I'm like really taking my time and really trying to digest the
Yeah.
information that I'm taking. And also my friend, she was also reading like this book, and I wasn't sure if it was like the same writer or not that you mentioned, but
Mhm.
she said that this she was reading this book about like creativity and how to, get inspired and healthy habits for artists. And one of them that she told me is that when you wake up, the first thing you do is get like a journal and just write 3 pages.
Oh, yeah.
So you like
Definitely.
dump the
Dump everything.
information.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, huh, that's interesting. And then this morning, after I had like this crazy dream, I was like, huh, I think I'm going to do it. So I've been really focusing on like writing and getting in touch again with
Gotcha.
writing. Yeah. I also lost touch with like photography. And now that I'm reading a lot of like journalism books, I'm starting to feel that this is like it's opening up like this reconnection with photography. So yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of it is in my head for now.
Hey, that's 90.
I'll take
What did you say?
action later.
80%? 80% of
I
the art is in her
estimate
brain at the
I
moment.
estimate it's like 90. Yeah.
90? Okay. We'll go with
Yeah.
90%.
Okay, let's 89, maybe 90 is too pretentious.
Do you get these like spurts? Like, do you get these ideas when you're just out of the blue, or if there's like a trigger word or a trigger situation or a trigger like visual that you see and you're like, hold on, wait a minute. Fuck what I'm doing right now. I'm gonna go back to my
Yeah,
journal and I need to write this down because if I don't write
yeah,
this right now, I'm gonna forget it.
yeah, and I love when that happens.
Oh, me too. I get
Yeah.
I get goosebumps. I'm like, holy crap, that's a okay.
Isn't that
That's a
crazy?
good topic. That's a good segue. That's a good, this can possibly be like a comedic, piece or something.
Right.
And I just have to write it down. And usually that comes from just everyday living, from observing regular life.
Yeah, yeah,
I think that's the beauty of it because there's nothing special in it. It's just you make it special.
yeah.
I
You're
think that's the
you're,
best
like,
part.
being receptive and opening your
Right.
senses,
And
and
that's what Elizabeth Gilbert says. She says you have to be
okay.
open. You have to be open to creativity. You have to be open to ideas. Right. I mean, that's where you're going with this.
Right. Yeah, yeah, and another thing I did wanna mention is, like, how relying so much on, like, the platforms and social media, like, I do remember a stage in my life in which I was just really focused on the amount of likes and focus not even that, like, just
Mhm.
focusing on, "Oh, I need to create something in order to post it on social media, in
Yes.
order to feel that I'm actually to show the world that I'm doing something and that I'm relevant in the
Mhm.
digital art world," you know? So, I was that I kinda lost track, or I kinda, like,
Yeah, I can see that. I can feel
yeah,
that. I feel that 100%
right?
because you're no longer creating for yourself or you're no longer creating for the idea. You're creating for
For
likes,
content. Yeah,
for shares, for
right,
people to just look at your stuff and comment.
right.
You're just doing it for that. There's no underlying why you're doing it.
Right. And it's just content creation, and it's not like, now I'm trying to distinguish, okay, am I creating content? Is that my goal? Is
Yeah.
that like 10 years from now when Instagram is not even relevant? Like, do I want to take pride in, oh, I was such a good content creator?
Yeah.
Right now I'm like, no, okay, it's more about like the art I'm
Yeah.
making, how I'm evolving as a person, how I'm evolving as an artist. And right now, like the main platforms are, these apps that we use daily, but I'm thinking like, okay, these artists that I constantly compare myself to, or these art influencers that I'm constantly checking like how many followers they have, like, are is that gonna be relevant, uh, a few years from now. So I don't know. I just changed the focus. Like the focus right now is not posting on social media every day like it was a year ago. It's not, getting creating reels and getting all these views on the reels. It's more like taking my time, post whenever I feel like it, and get art out there, but not relying so much on social media. Like, use social media as a tool, but not as
Yeah.
the main goal. Yeah.
Right. No, definitely. Because there was a time where I was like, you're on social media, of course, you post, right? So you're on there. But between posting your stuff and creating your stuff, you're also consuming a lot of Instagram, right? Or
Right.
Facebook or Snapchat or whatever you may be on TikTok. But there was a point to where I asked myself, I'm like, am I creating or am I consuming?
Right.
And at that moment, it's like, oh shit, like I'm consuming more than I should be creating.
Damn.
And that was just like a big blow. And I was just like, whoa, okay. So I just need to go back to the drawing board and not even going back to the drawing board or stopping cold turkey. It's more like, okay, you're gonna post whatever you're gonna have. Maybe follow up for some engagement, but not be totally glued to other people's content. Like of
Yeah.
course you're gonna support your circle. There's no problem with that. But when you're constantly just going on there and just swiping and swiping and swiping
Yeah.
and not really feeding your head with anything that's going to give you ideas or something. I mean, it may give you ideas swiping for hours and hours, but like I said, like most of creative stuff or most genuine stuff come from real life,
Right. Yeah. And that's a big
everyday living.
revelation. Yeah, and I never saw it like that. I never saw it as, what the ratio of consumption and creation, like that's insane.
Yeah.
But I feel I was also in that in that same loop of being so focused on, oh, I gotta post. But yeah, it was the same thing. I was just like constantly looking at this profile and, oh, she just started her art account a year ago and she already has 11,000 followers, like
Hmm.
constantly
Yeah. That sucks the fun
checking
out of
and
everything.
intaking. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It does because you start comparing yourself, and uh, that's not fun.
It's not.
No. If you're gonna
Yeah.
compare yourself to anybody, it should be yourself,
Yes.
right?
Right there.
My
Yeah.
thing is, how can I be better the next episode? How can I be better, the next, time I'm on another podcast? Or how can I paint this painting and give it or make it alive with my vision or whatever, Like kick your own ass.
Right.
Make
Yeah,
your
evolve.
Yeah, evolve.
Evolution.
Evolution. Just
Yeah.
like the vegan place.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
still I'm still baffled of why they would call that place Evolution. I don't know. Do you have a reason? I don't
I'm
know.
Next time I go, I'm gonna ask them.
Ask them, please. Ask
Yeah.
them, come back on the podcast and tell everybody why they're called Evolution. Mizar, this was
Okay.
awesome.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it was fun.
share whatever you want to share, and I'll put the links to whatever you want me to down in the show notes. So go ahead and take some time.
Cool. Yeah. So, yeah. I'm not on social media that much anymore, but if you want to support, check out my art at MZRMRTN. Um, Go ahead, check that out. And yeah, I'm thinking of I'm working on my website as well, so
Oh, nice.
misaramartin.com.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I'll once I'm ready, coming out of once I come out of the cocoon, I'm gonna post more writings and,
gotcha.
work and stuff. But yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Sweet. You motivate me too, because I'm still working on the website for the podcast. And I
Nice.
have a thing on there for blogs that I want to start uploading all the little stories and observations
Ooh.
that I
Hell
have.
yeah.
Yeah. They're mainly observations. It's like, I don't know.
Hey, anything
Like my
counts.
dreams, my bear
Yeah.
dreams where that bear almost ate my ass. Um,
That's insane. Yeah.
cool. So all the links to Mizar's stuff will be down in the show description. So check her out. Mizar, thanks for hanging out with me.
Thank you, Gil. Thank you so much for the space. I'm very happy to be back.
Awesome.
And
And you're going to be back
remember
again.
to. Nice.
Yes,
Yeah,
of
I'd love
course.